Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build Twitter. We are in episode 77, and in today's episode, we continue the consolidation of our CSS classes into that centralized CSS file. Today, we'll be starting out in the RegisterForm 3, clearing out all unused imports, as well as renaming the shared and component-specific CSS classes, going ahead and implementing any of those new classes declared into the centralized CSS file, and making sure the component still acts as it should. Then we did the same exact thing for RegisterForm4, clearing out the unused imports and renaming the old and new CSS class names, implementing any new classes that we came up with inside the shared CSS sheet, and making sure the component still looks as it should. As always, I'm Ethan on Koder. Let's hop straight into development. We can go ahead and move on to RegisterForm3. Inside RegisterForm3, let's go ahead and go to our user slice, change this to step 3 so we can take a look at this and see what it looks like now. So this is what we're trying to look like. The birth date is broken because we don't have any input in there. That's fine. The RegisterForm3, let's go ahead and clean some stuff up. We don't need any of this. It's not used. App dispatch is not used, register users not used, and use dispatch is not used, so clean that up. We'll go ahead and import the shared CSS. So that's going to come from register forms slash registerform.css. We'll also import the global. So w.slash all the way out to assets slash global. One of these days I'll spell global right, global CSS, and this is going to break obviously. So obviously we have a register container, so let's go ahead and fix that. We obviously have a register content, so let's fix that. We have a header, so let's go ahead and fix that. We have a register3 value. These we might have to go ahead and make wrappers for. That's fine. We're going to make a register dash air that we'll use in a couple places, and then also we want color dash red, and we'll have another wrapper that we'll call here. So these will be, I think we're going to call these register3 dash value dash wrapper. I want to call this register dash 3, and let's copy these over a couple of times. So register 3 and register 3, and then we have a policy. This is going to be text small. Class is equal to register dash text dash small, and this is going to be color gray. And then we also need to set up register links in here. So this will be register dash link and then color dash blue. Then we'll copy this a couple times. So it needs to go here. It needs to go in this class. It needs to go in, I think there's one more at the end. Should probably try to word wrap this, but I can't be bothered right now. One more here. So this is going to fix a few things, but it's also going to have a few more broken things. So if we take a peek, you can see it's almost working, but not quite, because we need those wrappers working. And in this last wrapper, we're actually going to use the state to assign a special class. So what we want is if state.error, if that is true, if there's an error, we just want register value wrapper. If there's not an error, we want a bunch of space underneath. So we're going to make a special margin class. So we're going to say register3 value dash wrapper. And we're also going to have register dash 3 dash bottom. I probably could have called this margin bottom, but it is what it is. So this should fix these up. And hopefully these validated displays aren't broken too for some reason. Now we're going to start working on the other things we just added in, which are basically just the wrapper and the error. So if we come back into RegisterForm3, we do need the .register error. Register dash error. And this is going to be a font weight of 13px. It's going to be a font, whoops, that should be font size, not font weight, a font size of 13px. It's going to be a font dash weight of 300. There's going to be a margin left of 10 pixels. and it's going to be a margin top of 5 pixels. And keep in mind, there might still be some stuff breaking some of these. We'll have to deal with those later, but there's our register error. And then we also need .register -3 -value -wrapper. And on here, we're going to have a margin -bottom of 25 px. Otherwise, we're going to have a .register -3 -bottom, which is going to have a margin bottom of 65. I don't know why I did this one twice. We should really only need register bottom 3 probably, unless I am missing something, but we'll see if that works. So for some reason, these are broken once again. So let's go ahead and fix those. So I'm guessing we just need to go into here and go into our validated display. So our validated input is 100%. Value 3 wrapper should probably also be 100%. So let's go ahead and fix that. I'm not sure how I'm missing these or if something was just being strange whenever I refactored these, but let's go ahead and put 100% on here. Width 100%. And I'll also add it to the margin 3 or the register 3 bottom and save. Let's take another peek. There we go. That one's fixed. So right now, whenever there's no error, there's a big space here. Otherwise, whenever there is, it'll be smaller space. That way, it's kind of lines up the way it's supposed to with this. It's weird the way Twitter does it, but it's the reasoning behind it. Now moving on to RegisterForm4. Go ahead and close out of a couple things and go ahead and open up RegisterForm4 from the side. And also inside the register slice, go ahead and change the step to 4. Now inside RegisterForm4, we can go ahead and get rid of update user phone. And that looks like that's about it from this area. And we can go ahead and import our new CSS. And this will be register forms /register form.css. We also want to import our global CSS. Let's go ahead and grab that from assets /global.css. Awesome. So now what we can go ahead and do is take a look at the CSS in here. Once again, we have a register container. We have a register content. We have a register subhead. Actually, we'll actually call this one a register dash header 2 because Twitter liked to use different headers for some reason. I don't know why they changed this. This one is going to be register text and then color gray. As you can see, we're reusing a bunch of stuff here. There are a few things that we do have to change, which kind of stinks, but it is what it is. And then our class name for this guy is going to once again be based off of valid number, and it's going to say it's either going to be register-4 or register-4-input wrapper, or it's going to be register-4-input wrapper -condensed. So this is going to be because if there's an error, there's not as much space, so we want to make sure that we have enough space for everything. Now, if the number is not valid, we're going to have a register error here. Register error in color of red. Finally, we're going to have a couple of checkboxes. So we're going to have a register-4 checkbox wrapper. Unfortunately, the wrappers are slightly different between register step 4 and register step 2. So it is what it is. Go ahead and grab that. We'll have a couple of register text and color gray. So here in the p tag, we're going to have a class name equal to register-text and color-gray. And then inside of the next one, we're also going to have register text, color gray. And over here somewhere, we have a link hiding. So this will be register link. In color blue. So we're reusing a lot of CSS already. Now we just need to go ahead and create basically just the new header as well as the RegisterFor stuff. So above in the shared register information or shared register CSS, we're going to say register header -2. And here we're going to have a font weight of 31 pixels. We're going to have a font, my goodness, a font size. I don't know why I keep doing that. Font size. We'll have a font weight of 600. We're going to have a margin 0. We're going to have a margin bottom of 5 pixels. So the difference between the register header and register header 2 is the amount of margin on the bottom. The first 3 modals have a bunch of margin, and then the last 3 have like no margin. So that's why we need to do this. Now we can go ahead and work on our component specific. So next is register-for-input-wrapper. In here, we're going to have a margin top of 25 pixels. We're going to have a margin-bottom of 25 px. We're going to have our register-for-input wrapper -condensed. OSPO condensed stripe. And this one is going to have a margin top of 25 pixels. But it's going to have a margin bottom of 0 pixels. And this is so that we can go ahead and include the error text that might occur. Finally, we need our checkbox wrapper. So register-for-checkbox-wrapper. And here we're going to have a display of flex. We're going to have a justify content center. We're going to have an align item center, or actually align items flex start. And we're going to justify content space between. We're going to have a margin bottom of 5 pixels. We're going to have a margin top of 10 pixels. And this one, I'm going to also be safe. I'm going to go ahead and throw a width of 100% on here, just because there's been some wonky stuff going on. Let's see if there's anything else I have to debug. Of course, these country codes are broken once again. Let's go ahead and throw the wrapper with 100% here. I don't know why it worked before. There must be some mystery CSS working that I don't know about, but that looks better. Now if there's an error, although this guy is a little bit broken, so let's see if I missed something on that. Register text gray, checkbox. Oh, I don't have a div. Oh, I put the class on the wrong one. Silly goose. Go ahead and put this class here, and then we want this class on the checkbox wrapper. And there we go. Looks much better. Unfortunately, that's going to be it for today. If you guys enjoyed, please stick around for the next episode by hitting that subscribe button. You'll know exactly when it comes out, especially with that bell icon. If you did enjoy the content today, please sure to leave a thumbs up. If you did enjoy it, leave a thumbs down. Either way, it helps out with the algorithm all the same. And finally, if you have any suggestions or feedback for me, make sure you leave a comment down below. With that being said, I appreciate you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. Peace out, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.